Hello everyone, Oliver G from the Earful Tower podcast here, and this is an episode about the Arc de Triomphe, the magnificent triumphal arch over in Western Paris. And, well, it's very hard to do an episode about a monument. So what I've done is I'm presenting in a kind of a fun way. I've written down about, 15 fun facts. I'm going to share them with you with my wife Lina as a sort of sidekick. You're going to hear me interviewing the press secretary on top of the arch, and they opened it up for me privately. So I had the whole Arc de Triomphe to myself, which makes for a pretty special moment for not just this podcast, but for the YouTube video that's going to accompany it. More on that later. And a little bit of quick admin. You maybe heard me say that last week was a new season of the podcast. This is also a new season of the podcast. This is the A to Z of Paris, a whole new version of it. A is for Arc de Triomphe. And last time was the 20th arrondissement, 20 down to 1. So I'm going to skip between the two. So next week we'll be in the 19th district. The week after that we'll be doing something in Paris, beginning with B. That way I'm keeping it fresh for me and for you. So here we go. Arc de Triomphe, first time we're featuring it on this podcast, and I think it's a pretty fun episode. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. That music was Press Maxon's take on Sous le ciel de Paris, which fits very perfectly when you're talking about the Arc de Triomphe. In today's episode, my sidekick, Lina is sitting with me.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Oliver.
Can you help me with this? I've said 5 things you definitely didn't know about the inimitable Arc de Triomphe. Mm-hmm. What I've gone and done is written down about 15 of them, because I know some people are just going to know a bunch of them.
Okay.
And then you help me present them in a way, because you get a mention in this episode in the interview that I did with the press communications lady at the top, which I kind of want to tackle this first. You've never been to the top of this triumphal arch.
No. For a long time, I didn't even know you could go to the top.
Isn't that curious?
Yeah.
I think you and I have said on this show before, like, the Arc de Triomphe, totally worth a look. But if you're here on a short time, maybe not worth climbing. Now I learn you've not been up there.
So who am I to talk?
Why have you not gone up there, though?
It's just one of those things, you know?
Add it to your bucket list?
I guess, yeah.
And then you couldn't come when I went up there by myself.
Oh, typical.
More to come on that later. But what I'm going to do is just present a few things. You're here with me. Things you probably didn't know. For example, it's not really a triumphal arch.
What does that mean?
Well, imagine this was built. Napoleon obviously built it.
Yeah.
It was for the Battle of Austerlitz.
Okay.
They won. Thing is, an arch takes ages to build. By the time it's finished, the empire had fallen. So it's not really a triumphal arch.
No.
It sort of stopped being about victory and became more about memory.
It started off as this great big tribute to Napoleon, and then it just sort of faded and morphed into something else.
It became, I don't know, it became more about for the memory of the fallen soldiers in the Napoleonic Wars and the Revolutionary Wars, and even First World War. There's the flame at the bottom that's
of course.
eternally
the fallen
burning.
Heroes,
The unnamed or the unknown soldier.
That's right.
So it's built. It's even called a triumphal arch, but it's not really. And I sort of talked about that in the video that goes with this episode, which I'll talk about later. In the title of this episode, I said it's inimitable.
Yeah.
I was going to call it the original.
Yeah.
We're getting a little into the news of today here and all the news of the past couple of thousands of years. But it's not the original arch, which is...
Is there one?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It depends how far you want to go back.
Yeah,
but there's this one, the Arch of Titus in Rome.
Isn't it always?
Isn't it always? It always goes back to Rome. But this is based on that.
Okay.
But there are replicas of the one in Paris.
Well, even around Paris, there are more.
You mean the one of oh yeah.
Yeah.
The city gates. There's 4
Yeah,
arches.
they look like mini little Arc de Triomphe.
Well, that's the thing. This big one is a Arc de Triomphe. The others are just city entrances.
I know.
Especially the 2 in the 10th arrondissement. Yeah.
I was confused when I first moved and I just stumbled upon them all over the place.
Have you been to Kansas City?
Did we go there?
We went to Kansas, but not Kansas City.
I can't remember. Yeah, no.
There's Rosedale World War I Memorial Arches over there. There's the Arch of Triumph in Pyongyang in North Korea.
Uh-huh.
There's a miniature version at the Paris Casino in Las Vegas. Okay. And there's even one built in 2008 in Indonesia.
Right.
So in the news today, there's been talk about another arch being built in the US. Okay. But I think it's fair to say that this one is inimitable, the one in Paris.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of history tied to it.
Fun fact, the monument outlived everybody who started it, more or less.
Yeah.
You know, so Napoleon started it.
Yeah.
And after Napoleon was out, and as I said, the empire fell, 2 separate kings came and went.
Claimed it afterwards.
And even the architect who designed it, he went too.
He didn't get to see it finished?
No.
Aww.
Most people who were involved in it didn't get to see it finished.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Or isn't that weird?
Knowing Grace the Giraffe, that book. And
Our book.
You know that book?
Yeah, hang on. For new listeners, we're talking about the children's book that Lina illustrated.
You know, Grace. This is how we talk to each other, though. So,
and I'm always like, yeah, I wrote it.
Yeah. There's the in the background of the first spread. There's the Arc de Triomphe being built. Because
that was fun, because the book, so rewind, that book is set in 1831, I think. 20, yeah, okay. Who knows? But we looked up that time in history to see everything that was being built and constructed, everything that did exist, because we didn't want to accidentally put the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's so many. I can't believe at the end of that book we didn't do a little explainer of all the things that have featured, but the Arc de Triomphe is very nearly finished. So you drew it 90% finished, as if the top right corner was the last thing they did, as if they built it up or something.
Yeah, like a Lego construction.
But the architect Jean Chalgrin died, and the whole project slowed down. They changed it a lot over the sort of decades that it took to build. It took about 30 years. But for those playing at home, the monarchy, Louis XVIII and then Charles X came and went as it was being built. And of course, Napoleon, who launched the project. But, there's the risk, the risk of doing this whole episode is I didn't just want to do facts. I didn't want to read out the facts of the Arc de Triomphe that I think people who are interested in could read. So I'm trying to jump all over the place here, which leads us to the next one. Did you know in 1919 that a plane flew under it? Did you know that?
No.
Like literally.
Really? A small plane?
Well,
it sounds very like... I don't know, Mission Impossible.
It's like right?
Tom Cruise kind of stunt.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Maybe he's done it.
Maybe it's time to redo it. 1919 was when Charles Godefroy maybe, flew his little biplane under the primary vault, and you can see it. There's a video of it.
Wow.
But I looked it up. I started reading about it. It's a sad story. The guy who was meant to do it, who was tasked with doing it in the first place, was practicing to do it and died.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a cursed arch, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who knew? But look up, I'll share that footage this week because it's pretty spectacular, actually. Let's talk about some more relevant things for visitors now. Did you know there's an elevator there?
I did not. Actually, that's a lie. I watched your video, so yes, I did know.
Did you know yesterday?
No.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people are put off by climbing it by the idea of having to walk up 50 meters or whatever it is worth of steps. There's an elevator, and when I went up there, which I'll talk about in a sec, they said to me that the elevator's for people with disabilities or people who think they might struggle with walking up lots of steps. So there's a hack. I don't know if you heard it here, but if you say if you think you pass as elderly, I wouldn't abuse the system, but if you
just add a little limp.
Yeah, if you got a little limp.
If you got it.
No, you know what I think? The elevator is extremely quick. It goes up and down in like 20 seconds. So I don't think they really
If you need it, it's there.
That's the way to say it.
Maybe, in other words.
Yeah,
maybe
don't fake
add
an injury.
Limp. Yeah. No. Scrap that.
Do you know I once was on crutches after a bike accident? And I went up the Eiffel Tower. Were you there? This is years
No,
ago.
it was your sister.
And I feel like we cut the line. I felt really guilty about it. They not cut the line. They came and said,
Yeah.
So there's another hack. There's another unethical hack for Paris.
Oh my God.
And you can rent the crutches from a pharmacy.
Stop. I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to give advice.
Take it all with a pinch of salt.
Yep.
Here's another fact that all the people...
Spread it in your eye.
Everybody who's been listening saying, I knew all this. Here's one you didn't know. The Arc de Triomphe, they opened it up for me privately. I had that whole baby to myself.
I know. It's hard for me to fake surprise because I do know that.
You're my sidekick, though.
I know, but ooh.
There you go. I'll tell you, let's go behind the scenes. I knew I wanted to do this episode about the Arc de Triomphe, and I called them up, the team, and I said, when you do these calls, you got to make yourself seem like a big deal. Otherwise no one will take you seriously, I guess. So I said, hey, I've been doing this podcast for 10 years. I've never done an episode about the Arc de Triomphe. Would love to feature you. I said, I'm happy to buy a ticket, whatever, but if you can show me, if you can open any doors.
Yeah, anything.
And they said straight away, they go, look, we're happy to help, but we just got one question. I said, yeah. And they go, why is it taking you 10 years to call us? And I felt pretty guilty.
Yeah.
And I said, if I called you 10 years ago, you might not have answered the phone, was my response. But they said, look, we'll open up the whole monument just for you and your team.
Early morning.
Before, I think it was half an hour or an hour before it opened to the public.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, it comes with another plot twist. The day that we went, so I got Harry the cameraman and Augusta the camera woman. So video and photos. And I said, this is going to be an amazing experience for us all. Let's go. And it was just as sort of the winter time was ending in Paris. So when you see the video, it's a little...
It'll make sense.
Yeah, it'll make sense. But it happened, so it was early. Got up early in the morning, looked out the window. I would say the foggiest day in the history of Western Europe.
And you were going to go up there to talk about the view.
Yeah. So... I'm curious when people who've listened to this episode now will see the video, if you can see the sort of look on my face as Harry films me coming up the steps and just looking around.
Trying to be like, oh, yeah, this is good.
Well, usually the view is exceptional. I've been up there before. Usually you can reach out and lick the Eiffel Tower, which is right there. You couldn't even see the Eiffel. You couldn't even see the base of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, dear.
However, and I said this in the video, you could see sort of the start of all the 12 avenues that go out. And it did look pretty mighty, the way that the city disappeared into the mist. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's cool.
Yeah. Can't see anything.
It's like...
In fact, as the next little point, and we'll write all these points down so people can tick it off and win. I've written... Is
this a quiz?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, it's a factual episode.
Stop playing now, people.
I'm trying to present it in a fun way. But the next thing I said that you definitely didn't know is that it's still cool to climb it on a foggy day. It really is.
Yeah.
I still got a lot out of it. I think, unfortunately, I'd done it right after climbing up the top of Notre Dame, which was one of the best experiences.
On a fantastic day.
On the best day possible. So, yeah, it was a tough one. You can't compare. But it's still worth it. It's still cool. There's a museum up the top and there's lots of other details and so on. You'll see it in the video. But now's a good chance to take a break because when I was up there, I actually interviewed for 5 minutes or so the head of the communications about working at the Arc de Triomphe and people's reaction to it. So let's have a little listen to that chat. It's kind of cool. The next part of this podcast was recorded on top of the Arc de Triomphe when it was totally empty. So I'm standing on top of the Arc de Triomphe with a French lady called Nina Varal. Can I ask you something, Nina? It's a really easy question to start. How's my pronunciation of Arc de Triomphe?
Well, very well.
You say it.
Arc de Triomphe.
So you said like an Arc de Triomphe, like that.
It's because they are. You can say they are.
I have a 4-year-old. He corrects me. He speaks better French than me. And he says, no, Daddy, it's Arc de Triomphe.
Arc de Triomphe. But it's been a long time you're in France.
I know. But the R's take more than 10 years to learn it.
I know. It's hard.
Okay, so we're standing here. You tell me now. We're standing here on top of the Arc de Triomphe with Nina Varal.
Yeah.
There you go. I wonder, you're the head of communications here.
Yeah.
Do you get sort of a bit blasé about this amazing experience of standing on top of a tower like this?
A what?
Like, do you sort of look out here at the Champs-Élysées, which for many people around the world will be like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And for you, it's just maybe just a Thursday morning.
Exactly. It's just like, I'm thinking I'm working here. This is my place of work.
Yeah.
And so I know the place and the image of this avenue, of these monuments around the world, in France, in the capital. But every day it's just like, it's my second home. I'm working here.
Is your office up here at the top?
No, it's only the operation here, and my office is just 2 blocks away.
And then, like, do you, like, when you go to a party or something, or when you meet people, you know, and they're like, what do you do? And you say that you work for the Arc de Triomphe, how do French people react to that?
Well, first, French people does not get it in the first time. They are Arc de Triomphe, the monuments, and I'm like, yeah, the monuments, because people are working in the monuments, and we don't think there is a lot of people working here.
Do you know how many people work here?
Yeah, we are like, with all the teams, we are like 80.
Wow. Because it's true, like, when you think, I think something intriguing about the Arc de Triomphe is it kind of can be a background character in Paris. Do you know what I mean? Same with the Eiffel Tower, is it just seems to be there and you know it's going to be there tomorrow, even though it is, of course, like highlighted when you do, you know, when there's the Tour de France or the Olympics or whatever, it gets a highlight, but otherwise it's in a roundabout. So it kind of can be kind of a passive part of Paris. Do you agree?
Yeah, totally. It's like, to me, this monument has so many faces. It's a roundabout for the drivers, for Parisian people. They don't know we can get upstairs with the terrace and everything. But, for example, for visitors from all around the world, it's for the panoramic view. They know the monuments. And also, you have these faces of symbolic, of unity of the nation, a place of celebration, remembrance, a lot of faces, all at the same time. That's why it's so special, I think.
Very well said. Now, if you imagine you're talking to people all over the world who are thinking, should I climb the Arc de Triomphe when I come to Paris? What do you say?
I say you should, yeah, of course.
What?
I mean, it's like an incontournable.
Yeah, what is that in English? What does that mean? It's an old.
You cannot miss it.
Yeah.
You cannot miss it. I mean, for the history of this country, you cannot come and not climb this Arc de Triomphe. And also, well, if you don't want to know history, it's okay. You can just love the city in this terrace.
Yeah, you get an amazing view. It's something for everyone. Here's a very difficult, I promised you no difficult questions. This one's really hard.
Tell me.
If you're ranking Paris monuments from the best,
no.
does the Arc de Triomphe come number one? You're allowed to say.
No, I'm not allowed to say.
That means then definitely yes.
I'm the head of communication. Of course, Arc de Triomphe is the number one.
Yep.
I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's probably the safe answer. Although I think, honestly, I think a lot of people probably tend to flock to Notre Dame because it's free.
Yeah.
And then Eiffel Tower because it's so world famous.
Yeah.
But then personally, coming up here and getting this experience, there's something very special about this one that the other two don't seem to have.
No, and especially because when you it's offer you all these monuments you want to visit and you think you have to visit, but the Arc de Triomphe gets you all that. I mean, the Eiffel Tower, it's just right there. You can see it. It's like you can touch it.
Last question, I promise, is my wife has lived in Paris for 10 years as well. And this morning I said to her what I'm doing, and she said, I've never done that before. Why do so many people not come to the top of the Arc de Triomphe?
It's maybe because it's like it's so symbolic, and there is related to tourism that people from Paris doesn't want to get in there, to get in the crowd, and they don't really hang in the Avenue des Champs-Élysées.
True.
They are in others neighborhoods of Paris more.
Very well said. Okay, I'm not going to keep you any longer, and my hands are getting cold. You've got gloves. You're smarter than me.
No.
But your English is great, and thank you for talking to us.
No, thank you.
She was lovely. That was fun.
Yeah, very interesting.
Imagine that going to... I think of that sometimes, going to a party, as I said to her. What do you do for work? Work on the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's epic. What about the next fact here? It was covered in a silvery blue fabric in 2021, and we took a piece.
Yes, we did.
Do you remember?
Legally.
Yeah, it was wrapped up by... They gave it. They gave us
they did.
So let's give some... I think a lot of people will remember this project that was planned by Christo and Jean-Claude. They'd been planning it from the 1960s. They wrapped up different things around Paris and the world, I think. And the project was done posthumously. So he died, but others did it.
That's right.
And it was a big deal. I remember it was a big deal
for some people.
and
it was such mixed reactions.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
And I remember my take on it was there had people who had come they're hoping to see the Arc de Triomphe in all its glory, and they're like, it's wrapped up. I can't even see it. And I remember thinking, I don't know how long it was wrapped up, a month or something. The chances of you seeing it wrapped up like that are infinitely small. How cool that you get to see it like that.
I get it, though. I get both sides.
You know what? You'd go up to the helpers there. So they'd close the mad roundabout underneath it. And there were all these helpers, and they were just handing out these silvery pieces of whatever they are, the size of a coaster that you'd put a beer on. They just give them to you. They're trying to get rid of them. So it's not like we tore a bit off. And I remember talking about it at the time. I think we ended up with like 5 each, and we did a giveaway. No idea how we did it. We just said, I think I just said, if you want it, the first 5 people to message me, I'll send it to you just for fun. And there was one woman who said, oh, you don't need to send it. Just hold on to it. I'm coming to Paris at some point. And I did.
Yeah.
And then, bizarrely, she signed up for one of my walking tours about a month ago, right?
So this is years after.
When was it wrapped up? In 2021. So 5 years later. She comes on the walk. She's probably listening. So I said, hello there. I can't remember who it was again, but she'll be jumping up and down right now. Because I go to the Peloton where the Marais walk starts, the one I do every Monday morning. And I say, hey, Wendy, or whatever this lovely woman's name was. And she says, hello. She goes, did you bring the piece of the Arc de Triomphe? She says straight away, did you bring it? And I go, no. She goes, I'm the one that you said you'd hold it for. And I said, why didn't you tell me? She goes, you probably don't have it, do you? I said, I'm sure I got it somewhere, but I don't know. And she goes, oh, well, don't worry about it. I'll get it next time, right? And then about 3 days later, we were searching for something in the house, and I found 4 of them again.
Yep.
So the timing couldn't have been worse for lovely Wendy.
Yeah, it would.
So here's what we'll do. We've got 4 of them.
It's the cursed arch.
Oh, the arch.
Yeah, it keeps working.
So we'll keep 2 of them, 1 each. We'll save 1 for Wendy. She has 1 week to claim it.
Yes.
And the other one, we're going to do a giveaway.
Oh my goodness.
The first person to watch the YouTube video, which maybe won't be published immediately, they watch the YouTube video and they put a comment, and you write, even on a foggy day, and then write anything.
Okay.
And whichever one makes us laugh the most wins that piece. Now that it's 5 years ago, this is hot property. There's not many of these going around anymore.
It's true.
So you can write anything. I don't even care what you write. And the other people watching the video will see these comments and be, what?
It's a bit mysterious.
So even on a foggy day, the Arc de Triomphe, I don't even know. I'm not a mysterious, funny guy myself. Cool. There you go. To show how seriously we're taking it, the next thing I've written...
a live video when we read all the comments
we'll
out
do it in
loud.
A future episode.
And then we just...
To show how seriously we take this this thing, the next one says a plane flew under it once. Did you know that?
You love that fact.
Yeah, I really do. And then I even see the next fact I wrote, it has 12 avenues going out from around it, which I mentioned already.
That is impressive, because I thought there were only 6.
I guess you're sort of right.
It's not really a cool fact.
You don't think?
I'm sorry. It's not.
You know what?
Is it?
Well, if you want to go...
Do they mean something? Is it like the hours?
Yes. Architecturally, it's cool because it's a really good glimpse into this sort of uniformity and symmetry of Haussmann. It's a really cool Haussmannian area, Champs-Élysées especially. You get the whole Champs-Élysées.
Oh, I wonder if the people working on the arch, if they're like, you know how people go like, oh, stranger at 12 o'clock or whatever. Do you think they have that?
Yeah.
Those directions?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
Even on a foggy day, they use those directions. The next one, here's one that the new listeners won't.
It's a polemic.
No, here's one that the new listeners won't be familiar with at all, I'd say, is we finished our honeymoon around it.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot that too.
I did. Or did we start it there? No, we didn't.
We finished it.
We finished it.
So for new listeners, we on our honeymoon we used to ride a little red scooter, kind of like a Vespa, around Paris. And for our honeymoon years ago, we drove around the whole of France in the shape of a heart because it was romantic.
It was so romantic.
And at 45 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour. And at the very end, exhausted after 2 or 3 months, maybe.
I think it was 10 weeks in.
Yeah. We got to the Arc de Triomphe and we're like, we'll do a few laps of it. Do you remember? And I think my sister was there filming. And we were just like, we just want to collapse. And worse, I don't think we had a home to go to because they'd kicked us out when we were gone. Anyway, so that ties in on our own personal story nicely to what the arch is used for today. Like a lot of the times, the marathon often starts or ends around there. The Tour de France typically ends around there.
Yeah, it's a great symbol.
Yeah, when there's a big sporting victory, people tend to go down there and celebrate, New Year's Eve. It's rung around there. Very practical fact. It's in the 16th, 17th, and 8th arrondissement.
Yeah.
Unless you're reading my guide to Paris, my PDF guide to Paris, good to give a mention to that, where I've decided that it's in the 17th.
Is it because the 17th really lacked landmarks?
Yeah. No things to recommend. So I put that in the 17th, but I think technically it's in the 8th. But it really touches them all because it's on that big roundabout. You're going to kill me with this last fact. It says there are replicas around the world. We've done that already. Oh boy! Look, when you're talking about when you're talking about a big famous monument and you want to teach about it, I think you have to try and be entertaining. So that was my angle today, if you need to know. Thank you for coming in and helping me with it.
Well, you're very welcome.
Are you going to climb it?
Yeah, I'm going to wait till the next foggy day.
Or put on your next bucket list.
Ooh, I might.
I think you've had it on a bucket list before.
Never.
No, okay. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. Lina, thanks for being part of it.
Thank you.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to explain how this is going to work, is the next episode you hear on the show, we'll be back to the 20 Kingdoms. And the reason I've done it like this is just to keep us all guessing a little bit. I'm going to switch between doing the A to Z of Paris, meaning I pick something. I already know what B is. I don't know if I'll give it away, but I've got a great interview for B. And that way we jump around interviews and things to do and things to find without it sort of stagnating too much, I think, and to keep me on my feet as well. So later on this week, you'll hear a replay, a re-release of the last A that I did, which was the Arago line through Paris. It's a really fun episode, and similar to last week's episode, I don't want it to languish in the sort of backwaters of podcasting history. So I'm going to tidy that up, make sure it's relevant, make sure there's nothing talked about that's closed or old, and that'll come out. And then next week, you'll hear from the 19th. This show is brought to you by the Patreon and Substack supporters, where for $10 a month you can unlock endless extras, including the big new PDF guide to the city. And you also keep the annoying ads off the channel. Please become a member, because I hate those annoying ads, as you probably do too. And I've resisted them for almost 10 years. Can we keep going? I think so. Otherwise, maybe join me on a walking tour of Paris, or someone on my team. We will show you this city, and you're going to love it. There's almost 300 perfect reviews in a row. Don't waste your time looking. Let us show you the city of light, Marais, Montmartre, and the Latin Quarter. That'll do for me. I'll be back again soon with another episode. Merci and au revoir.